We've got 5 deck lists here. We got 3 for pool 3 and above. We have 1 for pool 2 and 1 for pool 1 as well. So I got everybody in all the pools covered. But most importantly, I've got gameplay at the end of this kind of explanation to illustrate how these decks function and how they're played. So let's get right into it. If you'd like to support this type of content, I'd appreciate you hitting the like button. A lot of other people tend to like release the videos super fast for the algorithm. They don't even test them. And I kind of chose to say, you know what, I'm going to take a step back, legitimately test the decks before we make the video. So if you appreciate that, I would appreciate it if you hit the like button because it makes a tremendous difference for the YouTube algorithm. So your support is definitely appreciated. So the first deck here is a standard Hela discard list. The Hela discard list is pretty fascinating because it actually provides a ton of kind of variability of how you can play. So naturally what you can do is you can play Hela, so you can wave into Hela on top of the Invisible Woman, which protects your Hela from getting discarded, and then you can follow up on turn 5 with MODOK. Conversely, you can actually play Invisible Woman, and then you can play, you know, whatever you want on top, Captain Marvel, whatever you have to play, Morbius, for instance. You play MODOK on top, and then you play Hela, and the order of events perfectly allow you to kind of discard your whole hand, bring everything back with Hela. So discards really back here. One card that can be subbed in for sure, you can kind of get rid of Lady Sif. Like we were experimenting a little bit with Hellcarrier and stuff like that. Lady Sif can be gotten rid of, and you can maybe add Mystique in order to kind of copy the Morbius effect. That is something I'm still testing, and if it's something you want to test as well, go ahead. If you have Mystique, getting rid of Lady Sif might be worth it for the Morbius add-on, because once you drop MODOK and then you bring back Hela, Morbius and the Mystique run up really fast. However, I was trying to do a couple different things because we do feature Mystique and Morbius in the next couple deck lists. So let's talk about those. This is a straight up Hela discard list. And one thing before we move on, I'll say do not skip on Captain Marvel. This card is so valuable in these lists because her ability to move and kind of minimize the amount of RNG is super valuable. Deck number 2, we have MODOK and Morbius. Now we have a couple different variations of this. This is a Dracula Apocalypse version. The next deck similarly uses Morbius and Mystique, which I think is a great combination. Basically what you're doing here is you have the Collector, Morbius, and everyone like that, and what you're doing is you're running up Collector to about like a 2-4, 2-5, because you're going to discard Swarm with someone like Colleen Wing. Swarm's great because it replicates in your hand, so when you discard it with Colleen Wing, it replicates, and then when you MODOK, it replicates again, and any replications you have replicate again, and then so you get this runaway effect on both Collector, Morbius, and Mystique if you've copied the Morbius. I do like the idea of using Lady Sif in this deck because you are hitting the Apocalypse, which really benefits Dracula naturally. The advantage to Moon Girl is that you fill your hand, and then when you discard more cards using MODOK, you essentially run up the Morbius and the Mystique. Now, with this particular deck list as well, because you're playing MODOK on turn 5, Chavez is an amazing card. It's a great couple card with MODOK because it basically guarantees you the ability to play something on turn 6 while still having the Apocalypse in your hand, which allows you to guarantee the hit on Dracula. So there's a lot of ways that you can play this deck. Very successful, really high power. I do think that the Mystique and Morbius is absolutely mandatory in this list. But again, there's some tweaking that can be done here. Like, I think Wolverine is a really nice value add. It's basically a 0-6 on the board because it gets discarded with MODOK no matter what. Morbius and Mystique is actually a 0-8. It provides 8 power between Mystique, Morbius, and everything else. Comes out on the board for free. Wolverine's a solid card in these lists. Deck number 3, Strong Guy. Now, when I first saw this list, I was really surprised to see other people not talking about Strong Guy because, like, you're discarding your whole hand. You're discarding your whole hand. Strong Guy loves when you discard your whole hand because it becomes a 4/10, much like a Typhoid Mary, but you don't have to run something like Luke Cage. So what I tried to do is I tried to design a deck list that had a really interesting ramp up. So we have Ant-Man, which is great because it fills wonderfully with Swarm. You have Agent 13 because adding that random card to your hand is actually valuable because remember, this uses a bit of a different approach to the other decks. Again, we're kind of experimenting a little bit, but you basically have Morbius and Mystique. You also have Mystique and Strong Guy. So Strong Guy's an ongoing too. So you can copy Strong Guy with Mystique, or you can copy Morbius. But the key thing to understand here is you have a very clean progression. You play Agent 13, you have a card in your hand. You play Iceman, you restrict their hand. Just high value plays. You maintain your hand with Sentinel. Okay? Cosmo's kind of necessary because so many people are playing discard right now. Cosmo's the first one you cut once like the season pass kind of hype starts to die down. But basically what you're doing here is you're playing MODOK here, and the Agent 13 and the Sentinel provide you with like a bigger hand, which ramps up the Morbius and the Mystique combo even further. If you don't pull off that combo, you have Strong Guy. And the nice thing about this is that, again, on turn 6, you're going to have Chavez with all the extra storms to play down the board. Just be very cognizant of, making sure if you're running the Strong Guy, that you have enough places to put all the swarms down. That's why I'm not playing Colleen Wing or anything that really kind of blows up a ton of swarms, because if you run out of board space, then you're just screwed. And bear in mind that Wolverine's coming down as well. This list was a ton of fun to play. It was super consistent in a way I really liked. It is trying to kind of do multiple things to win the game. You could just focus totally on the Morbius Mystique or just on the Strong Guy. In theory, you could cut Morbius, but I think the deck list works with multiple win conditions. So in Pool 2, I think it's super important that you remember that don't just stuff discard into this list. It can be very tempting to use cards like Blade and Swordmaster and add more discard, but really all you want to do is have a Lady Sif, because you're not running Chavez in this list. You don't have a Dracula that can hit the Apocalypse, so you actually want to play the Apocalypse on turn 6 in conjunction with the swarms that you've generated. Therefore, you have to wait until turn 5, right? If you don't have MODOK by turn 5, you retreat, right? If you haven't, you snap or something, but that's your retreat condition. And basically what you're going to do here is you're going to play cards, high value, Ant-Man, Iceman, Nightcrawler. Captain America works really well in this list for the swarms and the Ant-Man, by the way. Morbius obviously runs up. If you have Mystique, I would sub out White Queen for Mystique, so you can copy the Morbius effect. And once again, you discard your entire hand, Morbius runs up, and then you play your swarms in Apocalypse on turn 6. You empty your hand, and Strong Guy becomes a 4/6. It's easy. One thing you can also do is you can take out the Nightcrawler, and you can add someone like Agent 13. It makes your Morbius 2 points bigger, because obviously she keeps your hand topped up, and even Cable can do that if you want to, but I think that's a reach. I'd rather have Captain America versus Cable, but it's up to you at the end of the day. I'm trying to give you some options. Finally, when we're talking Pool 1, it's worth considering that, again, you don't want to just stuff discard into this deck. If this is the only discard card you have, the deck still works, but you don't have Morbius necessarily, so you're really only playing for Strong Guy. So what you want to do is put as much value on the board as possible. This could even be a Khazar style list, but I think that Colossus with all the negative style locations really works well in this list at Pool 1. Armor works well to protect your 1-drops, and then you have the Wolfsbane because you're running Ant-Man, Korgs, and Nightcrawlers, and Angelas and stuff, so Wolfsbane gets a lot of value. Captain America's good too, but ultimately you're basically playing Strong Guy on turn 4, MODOK on turn 5 to wipe everything out, and just playing Chavez on turn 6. A very straightforward play pattern. In Pool 1, you don't have as many combo pieces. It's relatively straightforward, but this is probably a deck list that won't infuriate you while playing the new Season Pass card. And guys, I've got a ton of gameplay for you, so definitely check it out. Hit the like button if you like this series thus far, and as always, I would love if you join us live on Twitch TV. We have an absolute blast on Twitch, and I'll include a link in the description and in the comment section as well. I'd love to see you there. Okay, more cards for us. Daily Bugle's good. Oh, we got his swarm. Nice. Okay, we got cards here. Drawing cards with Nova Roma. Give me my Mystique, please. Perfect. This is very snappable. Cosmo's in this deck because of the number of people playing Hela discard right now. So Cosmos are our play to counter the commonality of discard. Hold these guys. We're playing a very unique list. See, a lot of people are trying to really force this discard, and I think that's fine. See, he's playing a very similar list to us, but our list feels better because we are now going to draw. Yeah, so he's going to try and win. Watch what happens here. We got to be very careful with Wolverine, so ironically we have to put MODOK on this side, because we can't allow Wolverine to go there. Did we snap already? We did. So he's doing a more traditional discard list that I think a lot of people were talking about, right? And I saw it, and I'm like, you know what? I don't think this list is as good as mine. If you try the whole discard Colleen Wing thing, that's fine. I get what you're trying to do, but I think that this, okay, cool. You brought back Swarm with Ghost Rider. You got swarms everywhere. But The amount of strength that this particular list sets up, I think, is way higher. Right? That's my argument. Because now look at what this list has. This is the setup, right? This is why this deck list is better than straight up discard. You don't need discard cards with this. Like, you literally, this could be the only discard card in your list. Just run Morbius Mystique. Like, this is exactly why we do this. Look. It's just solid. Like, he could still theoretically win, right? But it's so much power. Like, that's why so many people are talking about, like, putting just, like, Calling Wing and this and that. But, like, that was the ideal situation. And look, Ant-Man doing his job +4, right? Because you're able to fill the location so cleanly. All right, we got Morb here. We got Morb, Lady Sif, Apocalypse. We actually got a really good hand here, possibly snappable. The only way this gets better is with, I think I snap. I mean, it's kind of like really suspect to snap turn 1 with nothing on the board and not even playing a turn 1 play, but gotta go for it. Oh my god, disaster. Hate this location so much. It's Morbin time. No location correction in this deck, by the way. None whatsoever. Calling Wing Gaming, hitting Swarm. We're seeing a lot of discard right now. Probably should not have snapped, but, you know. Oh, Los Diablos base. Bless us, please, with your presence mid. Much appreciated, sir. Oh, God. Of course he's playing Zebu. All these sweats, man, playing Zebu makes me feel sick to my stomach. I intentionally made these decks without Zabu because I was like, bro, of course knock out the left. The only hope we have is to play Dracula. Oh my god, of course. Of course. This guy's sweating as hard as he can. Full sweat mode, this guy. We probably do this, let him run. Hopefully hit. We're guaranteed Apocalypse here, right? Do I snap here? I think he leaves if I snap, so let's just do it. Okay, good choice. More up to 14. Gamer plays Swarms. He's short left. We guarantee the hit on the Apocalypse. That's a 20. He hits his Helicarrier. Dude, you are wasted. You are wasted. My deck is better than your deck. I'll give him credit. Collector ran up by a couple. Right? Collector ran up by a couple, but it's going to do nothing compared to the value we put up here. 16 power straight up Morbius by himself, which is why Mystique's in the list. And naturally, Moon Girl filled our hand. We discarded everything. Dracula guarantees the hit on Apocalypse. Very clean dub. Well done, folks. Just like we thought it was going to work. Look at these locations right now. Are you friggin' kidding me? Oh my god, the humanity. What is this? Look at these locations. Who the hell? This guy hits me with negative Surfer. I'm going to be so tilted. If he hits me with negative Surfer, I'm going to snap. Getting to 91 was challenging. People were definitely sweating. There was a lot of sweat gameplay going on. Myself included. But you know, it felt good to get into the 90s. It was something that I've been wanting to do for all. Oh, this is blast. This is so perfect. If he plays Cosmo, he's just not going to have Cosmo in a negative deck. He's not going to have Cosmo in a negative deck. This guy's getting absolutely clapped. If he drops Cosmo, I'm punching my monitor and you guys will never hear from me again. Of course, it's the Ironheart. Okay, well, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. Pretty good land there. Pretty good. He gets my Hela. So we just win, I guess. We got Hela, we got Invisible Woman. Okay, we got 3 of the cards that we really need here. So we got options right off the bat. Probably Morb right off the bat. Into the inaccessible location. Guide Morbs as well. Okay. Agent 13 is a pretty fun card. I like Agent 13. He's snapping for us. I don't think we need to snap here. Could have played Agent 13. Probably should have, honestly. Get the 1-drop out of our hands. It allows us to possibly pull a better card for the Hela discard. We probably just wave to restrict his ability to play. We play this over here. The wave's solid. It restricts his ability to play a little bit. We might get Spider-Man here. It's Dracula, Spider-Man. Strong Guy, okay. It's not bad. We got a really good hand here. This list won't have Cosmo. I'm willing to snap back. Jubilees. Goes full crazy here. Hits Sif. Hits a Swarm. Okay. Okay, I respect that. Okay, we got a gamer playing right now. And we just Hela. I think it's that simple. Some Moverinos. Damn. 18 Chavez. And 18 Chavez. Yeah, that's a clean win. Very clean. Whoa! Quake. The Quake was a nice touch. The Quake was a really nice touch. Hits the Wolverine. He wins mid. We put up a fight. Got those 8 cubes, though. Very nice team. Very nice win.